Atlantis is Greek for the island of Atlas, and it is a fictional island that Plato came up with in one of his three famous fictional dialogues, titled Timaeus, Critias, and Hermocrates. Those three dialogues are titled after the three fictional characters that came to talk with Plato, forming a very famous trilogy of dialogues, but in reality there's only one and a half, because for some reason Critias is left incomplete and Hermocrates was never written, even that his character was present in the other dialogues. And Atlantis was mentioned in the unfinished part, which is Critias, where he talked about an island that was owned by Poseidon, and in that island Poseidon fell in love and married a mortal woman named Cleito, and they had many children, and their first child was Atlas, who was a demigod. The island was later passed to him, and that's how it got its name. And then it was passed to his children and grandchildren over generations, and so, in the first generations of Atlantis citizens, they had in them the virtues of gods. And that made them extremely kind and friendly, and non-caring about luxury or mortal goods. So they lived in a utopia. But after many generations, they became less godly and more human, and so they started losing their virtue and became more greedy and abusive with their power. And that angered Zeus, so he wanted to punish them, and he did that by gathering all the deities, and they stood up in the center of the earth. And then he pointed his finger at Atlantis, and then he said, well, no one actually knows, because that's where the story of Critias cuts off, but from the story of Timaeus, we know that it sank because of earthquakes. People kept seeking whether this fictional island in this fictional dialogue was real or not, because Plato himself said it's a story passed through generations of poets and priests, even that his dialogues are the only source of it right now. Some assume that it is located in the Mediterranean Sea, others believe that it is in the Atlantic Ocean, Ireland, or somewhere in Europe. But in April 2020, while people were occupied by the COVID pandemic, new footage has surfaced that shows ruins in the Mediterranean Sea, that scientists are seriously considering whether it is Atlantis or not. And I highly recommend you watch it. Link in the description. And oh, also in the description, shout out to Binksy Quip for including me in her animation meme. That was really nice.